9 million Canadians lack any sort of workplace retirement plan. And when people are stressed about their financial security, they bring that to work every day and eventually cause productivity gaps. For a lot of employees, financial security is more than just an immediate pay. It's about showing to the employees that you're building a long-term future together.
Talent retention is about more than just a salary. It's about providing a sense of long-term security.
As soon as you show your employees that you care about them and you value their future and you want to provide financial stability, people will reciprocate.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today we're going to explore how small businesses can realistically support their employees' future without really breaking the bank. In 2026, talent retention is about more than just a salary. It's about providing a sense of long-term security. While many founders think retirement plans are only for large corporations, new flexible strategies are making it possible for SMEs to bridge the coverage gap. To discuss this, joining us today is KJ Lee, the CEO of Employment Hero Canada. KJ is a seasoned finance and fintech expert with a career defined by scaling high-growth startups and executing major strategic transactions. Now leading the Canadian arm of the Global Authority on Employment, he oversees a platform that reduces administrative burdens by up to 80% for over 350,000 businesses worldwide. There's lots to dive in, so without a further ado, let's welcome KJ. KJ, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you. Great being here, and it's a pleasure to meet you and everybody here.
Very pleased to have you with us. Now, KJ, let's begin our conversation by understanding the small business retirement gap. I know I mentioned in my intro as well, but many small businesses, as we know it, they avoid the topic of retirement benefits because they assume that it's financially out of reach for their current budget. Please tell us, why should SME owners prioritize retirement support now, and what misconceptions exist about the cost of these programs?
Yeah, great question. Let me start with where things are at today. So a recent report out by CD Howe Institute tells us that over 9 million Canadians lack any sort of workplace retirement plan. It's a big issue. And the issue is more prevalent for the private sector, obviously. I think about 37% of employees, that's the only population that have any sort of coverage at workplace. And on the employer side, only about 19% of employers offer some sort of plan. This is well behind the public sector and also well behind our, the U.S. comparable down south. So it's a major gap. And the thing is, the gap is only growing, which is concerning. And when people are stressed about their financial security, they bring that to work every day. And that's what, eventually cause productivity gaps. So it's a huge issue. And the common misconception here is that SMB feel like, this is completely out of reach. And that's just not the case.
Right.
And we'll talk more, but there's a lot of different little things that can get us to start. And starting is what matters here, not waiting.
Absolutely. No, this is such a game changer to realize that retirement support is more about the structure and accessibility than just a massive dollar-for-dollar match. Now let's discuss affordable alternatives to traditional pension plans that really fit lean businesses while helping teams save. Now, can you tell us, what are the most affordable retirement options for SMEs, and how do payroll-integrated savings programs help?
Yeah, that's a great question. So retirement feels like this big thing. So the current retirement plan, as it stands, is a lot of it's designed for these big corporations from the 1950s. The administration burden is high. There's a lot of legal fees, but there are a lot of modern solutions to combat this. So there are things like group RSP with employer contribution matching. That's a great alternative. And there are other alternatives that actually doesn't cost employees a lot of money, like voluntary payroll savings. That's where, you would designate You will allow employees to designate X portion of their payroll to go directly into a modern platform for retirement savings. And another one is retirement phasing. So instead of just cutting off an employee at X date, you slowly phase that out. So there is enough time for people to get offboarded, onboarded, and retirement is phased instead of being an abrupt event for someone.
Right. No, automating these savings through payroll, as you mentioned, it really removes the friction for employees while keeping the administrative load really light for the owner. So that was a great tip there, KJ. Now let's explore how culture and benefits become key tools for attracting talent when salary benchmarks aren't that competitive. KJ, tell us, how can SMEs communicate retirement benefits to attract talent, and what are the risks of ignoring these programs?
So the risk of ignoring extremely high. Indecision is a really, really loud decision. When you don't act on something, you almost feel like you're delaying an inevitable outcome. But what people hear is that it's the inaction. So the benefit is that a lot of employees, financial security is more than just an immediate pay. It's about financial security and showing to the employees that you're building a long-term future together. So showing the understanding of, hey, this is what we can do right now, and this is not equivalent to something like a big corporation can do, but this is how things will grow over time. Providing the understanding, showing that you care, and there are a lot of other tools beyond just the retirement plan that can help with employees, such as benefits, healthcare, spousal support, parental support, and long-term education. These are all the things that you can leverage to go beyond just the retirement. Show people that you care, and what you're going to get is long-term, loyal, and trusted employee base.
That is lovely. I mean, the emphasis on that, if you show employees that you care about their financial well-being, it creates a level of loyalty that a simple salary bump rarely achieves. To the founders watching, in 2026, your employees are looking for more than a job. They're looking for a partner in their future. So if you think you're too small to offer retirement support, then you're actually just leaving your best people vulnerable to being headhunted by big firms. You don't need a corporate budget to make an impact. Use the technology available today to automate their savings and foster a culture of financial health. Your team's future security is the ultimate retention strategy. We're going to take a quick short break here. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll unpack what the SMB Insight engine is revealing about the real pressures that Canadian founders are facing in 2026.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive into the data and explore how real-time insights are shaping smarter tools and better decisions for small businesses owners. Now let's look at how the SMB Insight engine gives Canadian business owners real-time insights into market challenges. Tell us, what does the SMB Insight engine reveal about the top stressors for Canadian founders this year, and how is it shaping your tools?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for mentioning that. We're excited about releasing our SMB Insights. It's a quarterly report that shows a commitment to our Canadian SMB base. As of the latest edition, what we found is hiring and retention are the top concerns for SMBs. Now, the great thing is that Canadian SMBs are resilient and are excited about what's to come in 2026. But the fact is that, despite the high unemployment rate, the hiring and onboarding someone and getting them ramped is very, very costly. So what you want to think about is, not just the act of hiring someone, scanning resumes and stuff like that, but more of, hey, how can, who are my best top performers? How can I retain them? And offering things like retirement so that you're creating that financial stability and the long-term partnership is critical for how you want to, keep your employee base healthy and engaged.
That is amazing. I mean, having data-driven insights, it really ensures that the solutions that we are building are actually solving the real-world problems, keeping entrepreneurs really awake at night. Now, finally, KG, let's discuss how an employment operating systems, or EOS, simplifies administrative tasks and reduces the admin tax on business owners. Please tell us, how does unified HR and payroll platform reduce this burden of implementing retirement programs for small teams?
Right. Thanks for that question. So our mission at Employment Hero is very simple. It's all about how do we make employment easy for employers and employees in Canada. It's a very simple question. And what we've done with the launch of the Employment Operating System, EOS, is to provide a one-stop shop. So what SMEs struggle with is lack of time. They're wearing so many hats that they don't have enough time to focus on a single problem. And what we designed to do with the Employment Operating System is to reduce that burden. Having everything in one stop means that employees and employers no longer have to worry about, hey, am I going to get paid accurate and on time? Am I fully compliant? Did my employees are they engaged? Are they happy? And are they getting the benefits that they need? All these questions are wrapped into one, which is what we call Employment Operating System.
I really like this response. I mean, it tells us that when the technology handles the heavy lifting, business owners, they automatically can finally get back to the work that they actually love. This was a great conversation, KG. Thank you so much for sharing a lot that you do in the SMB space. And now that we're wrapping up, if there's one key piece of advice for SMB owners that are bringing or bridging the retirement gap this year, what would it be?
I think the main message here is start now, don't wait. Again, retirement feels like this big, cumbersome, costly thing, but it doesn't have to be that way. Use a system like ours that automates a lot of the friction and give you back the time. And I think as soon as you show intent, as soon as you show your employees that you care about them and you value their future and you want to provide financial stability, which is very, very important, I think people will, reciprocate, and what you get is employees taking care of the customers and customers taking care of the business.
That is a great reminder, KJ. And you're right. I mean, the small steps in the right direction, it can lead to massive long-term results. Thank you so much for your time today and for sharing such great expertise and your insights.
Thank you.
That was KJ Lee from Employment Hero Canada. A vital look we took at why the future of retirement for Canadian SMEs is simpler, more flexible, and more attainable than ever before. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for more resources. A special shout out to our partners, UPS, A1 Global College, ADP, Google, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses across Canada.